From WSLS, this is 10 News at Noon, working for you.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Keisha Lynn. Well, a community is mourning after a routine traffic stop turned deadly. 2 deputies in Smith County were shot Friday evening, and one was tragically killed. There was a memorial procession held for the fallen deputy yesterday. Marion police pulled over Timothy Goodman Friday evening. During the stop, Goodman shot at Smith County deputies Hunter Reedy and Michael Fedorchuk. Reedy was killed and Fedorchuk was injured. We talked with the police chief of Gate City, and he tells us in situations like this, it affects every department in the state.
It happens more than we like to participate in, I'll put it that way. This is a brotherhood that we don't take very lightly. If something happens to one of us, it affects all of us.
Goodman and Deputy Fedorchuk were taken to hospitals for non-life-threatening injuries. And funeral arrangements have been set for Deputy Reedy. His family will receive friends on Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. at Chilhowie Christian Church in Marion. The funeral will take place the following day at 11 a.m. Well, people who were inside Valley View Mall on Saturday, they tell us that they felt panicked after hearing reports of a loud bang echoing through the building. We now know that that sound came from a metal sign knocked over by a group of teenagers. It was not from a gun. No property was damaged, and police, they tell us that because the boys were on their way out, they were technically in line with the mall's youth escort policy. That is, anyone under 18 years old has to be with an adult after 4 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. However, as long as you leave when asked, there are no trespassing charges.
It is a very sufficient policy, and it's a great policy. We want families to adhere to it. And we certainly don't want to discourage our young men and women from coming to the mall, but they have to understand at 4 p.m. this goes into place.
Police say no charges have been filed. Jens Soering was convicted and served time for double murder in Bedford County back in the 80s. And now he's claiming that there's new evidence that clears his name. His case was featured in the Netflix docuseries Till Murder Do Us Part. Soering says the series purposefully left out evidence that could prove his innocence, including new blood tests from the crime scene. He's filed a new pardon for petition with Governor Glenn Youngkin's office.
The main thing is that this blood, which at my trial they said was my blood, now we know for 100% certainty is not my blood, and the samples are not mixed, not contaminated. We can trust the DNA tests.
Soering previously filed a petition with Governor Northam's administration in 2018 where he was granted parole after 33 years in prison, but no pardon. Well, turning to your forecast, where it's been a pretty nice day today, let's check in with meteorologist Parker Beasley. Parker, how's the rest of Tuesday afternoon going to be?
Well, we've been checking some isolated showers throughout the morning, and a lot of those showers are actually just to our south, or they're building out towards the east. As we have a look at the current radar, not too much happening at the moment. We do have one stray shower in Campbell County right now, which is bringing some moderate to heavy rainfall out there. You can barely even see it on radar, but it's building into parts of the central parts of the county. Danville, South Boston, just to your north, you guys are seeing some light rain. It's lingering, maybe a light drizzle here and there. And then way down to our south, we're tracking some big time showers moving through. So Futurecast does predict that we're going to see a couple of those showers continue to tag our southernmost regions. However, a lot of the rain for the day is done. A lot of us are going to remain mostly dry throughout the rest of our Tuesday, and skies will gradually begin to clear up. Temperatures out there right now, 64 in Independence, 77 right here in Roanoke. Here's a look at some of the headlines that I'll be telling you all about coming up in just a couple of minutes. Keisha.
Thank you, Parker. Some Roanoke homeowners, they're still frustrated by zoning changes in the city. This comes after a lawsuit filed by homeowners that claim the city didn't do enough to notify people of charges earlier this year. 10 News reporter Sydney Jacksheimer, she has the details from yesterday's Planning Commission meeting.
We need to do better. There needs to be examination. After months of back and forth, Roanoke's Planning Commission made quite the statement Monday by not supporting zoning changes, getting rid of single-family housing zoning.
So by a vote of 3-2, this goes to City Council with a no recommendation.
The commission previously recommended the changes earlier this year to council, who then approved it. But the process is back at square one after a lawsuit was filed by a group of Roanoke homeowners.
You might not know what is happening in your neighborhood until you wake up one morning and there's a construction crew working on the house next door, converting it into apartments. And we really have concerns about that.
People against the change say they have concerns about density in neighborhoods and property values declining. Despite the recommended no, the changes will still go before council next month. But those opposed want the vote to wait until after the election in November, when there will be a new mayor and new council members. Reporting, I'm Sydney Jackstimer, 10 News, working for you.
The former president's live interview on X with the platform's owner, Elon Musk, was delayed due to technical issues. The audio-only discussion beginning about 40 minutes after it was scheduled to start. Trump taking aim at his opponent, Kamala Harris, on several fronts, including immigration, and for echoing his proposal for no tax on tips, a proposal he says he rolled out months ago.
Everything that I do, she's saying she was strong on the border. We're going to be strong. Well, she doesn't have to say it. She could close it up right now. They could do things right now. It's horrible. No tax on tips, and all of a sudden she's making a speech and there will be no tax on tips. I said that months ago.
Trump's virtual interview with Musk, who endorsed the former president last month, drew more than 1 million listeners, according to X's public tally. Well, still ahead now, the Olympics have wrapped up, but we are kicking off our own competition. How you can win up to $10,000 in prizes during the Blue Ridge Games, plus we're featuring some of your pictures from the games. If you're feeling adventurous, we have a cure for that. WSLS 10's first ever Blue Ridge Games are finally here. 10 News reporter Kelly Marsh takes us through the process, and she shows us one of the possible prizes that you could take home.
Are you ready for days full of adventure? Sound fun? Well, guess what? It's easy too. For the Blue Ridge Games, before hitting the streets, you first have to become a WSLS insider. So register for that through our website, WSLS.com, and then fill out the registration for the Blue Ridge Games. So we're starting off right here at WSLS, and we're headed to the iconic Mill Mountain Star to show you just how easy this process is to win some super cool prizes. We made it to the Mill Mountain Star, and with these gorgeous views, it's a destination you don't want to miss. So all you have to do is snap a picture. It's easy as that. Let's go try another location. And now just up the way is Mill Mountain Zoo, full of animals you don't want to miss. So let's take a picture. You want to make sure that both you and the location are in the picture so that you can earn full points. But let me show you how to upload it to Pinit. So you go to Pinit, and all you have to do is make sure that you hit the Blue Ridge Games, and then you want to hit the category. We're going to do scavenger hunt. Once that's good, you can upload it, hit the picture you want. It's as easy as that. I know what you're all thinking. What are the prizes? Are they worth it? Well, I got a taste of one of them, and let's just say it exceeded my expectations. I'm zooming around on this motorized scooter, and it's one of the prizes that you can win through our Blue Ridge Games. And man, is it fun. It's a great incentive to get out and start adventuring. But that's just one of the many prizes you can win after sending your pictures into Pinit. And all the fun starts today and goes until September 6th. So what the heck are you waiting for? Start the Blue Ridge Games today. Kelly Marsh, 10 News, working for you.
Thank you, Kelly. And the Blue Ridge Games, they are off to a great start. So many of you have already gotten outside to enjoy what our region has to offer. So we want to feature some of your pictures that you sent us on Pinit. Up first, we have Adventurous, who's posing in front of the love sign in Bland. Next, we have Tanya C., who snapped a pic in front of the center in the square in Roanoke. And here's Dixie Lee with her granddaughter at the Transportation Museum in Roanoke. And finally, Greg shows us his walk at the Reynolds Memorial Park in Bedford. And there's still plenty of time for you to sign up for the Blue Ridge Games, which run now until September 6th. For more information, you can head to WSLS.com/Blue Ridge Games. Well, coming up, celebrating educators who make a difference, we'll tell you about the next recipient of the Education Impact Award.
And I am tracking a couple of light showers out there on radar, but the majority of us are dealing with some mild temperatures. I'll tell you how long they stick around after the break.
The 10 News Weather Authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Time now 12:16 as we have a look at our current conditions courtesy of our live cameras out there. Blacksburg, Martinsville, and Roanoke showing partly cloudy to mostly cloudy conditions with temperatures in the upper 60s to upper 70s. So quite cool in some of our backyards this afternoon. The overall setup for today, the upper level system track is just to our south, so it is aiding a little bit more moisture. It's aiding in a little bit more lift or rising motion. So we're seeing a couple of light showers pop up on radar this afternoon. The bulk of the moisture is actually just to our south. So if we have a look at the regional view at this time, we notice a lot of the moisture is down into parts of the Carolinas, in and around parts of Greensboro, way down to our south. We've been dealing with these lingering light showers, a couple drizzles here and there, also some moderate rain at times as well. So the majority of us are going to stay dry throughout the rest of the afternoon as we have a look at Futurecast. I think our southernmost counties have the greatest shot of seeing some of that light to moderate rain build in throughout the rest of our Tuesday. But again, the majority of us mostly dry as we turn mostly clear and partly cloudy later this afternoon. We'll also start to see our winds pick up just a little bit. We'll notice a light breeze from time to time. Temperatures elsewhere out there right now. Notice southernmost counties dealing with the impacts of that cloud cover and a couple of showers that have built through within the past hour or two. Still in the 60s. Independence, Hillsville, Stewart, Martinsville. That is untraditional for this time of year. It is August 13th and we're still dealing with temperatures in the 60s, whereas a couple weeks ago, all of us were in the 90s, feeling like the triple digits by this time. So certainly feeling like fall out there yet again this afternoon. Roanoke's at 77, same for Alta Vista and Lexington. Pulaski is at 74, and Rocky Mount and Lynchburg are at 75. We'll continue to warm up throughout the rest of the afternoon. We'll actually get back into the 80s. Roanoke will get to 83, as will Lynchburg and Danville. South Boston gets to 81, as does Bedford. Pulaski will get to 80, and Covington will get to 82. So here's a look at your evening forecast. Temperatures will then start to cool down. Will be mostly clear to partly cloudy. We'll get back down into the lower 70s by about 9-10 p.m. Here's a look at what we're tracking going forward. We'll be dealing with high pressure starting tomorrow, so mostly dry again for tomorrow. Then we're going to continue to track this cold front or cool front that will pass across the region later on this week. So we're expecting some scattered showers to start to build in the back half of the week. So rain chances building into the weekend about 50%. And we are tracking the latest on Tropical Storm Ernesto right now, expected to make impacts here very, very shortly on Puerto Rico. Latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center has it getting up to Category 2 hurricane status, but only 1 mile per hour short of major hurricane status. So if it does get to a Category 3, it would be the first major hurricane of the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. 7-day forecast, 30% chance of rain, although it's wrapping up for the day. A couple of light showers expected on our Wednesday and mostly dry on Thursday.
Well, that sounds like good news, Parker, because it's starting to feel like fall, right?
Yeah, so I mean, temperatures in the mid 80s, again, a little bit untraditional. We're usually at about 87 to 88 for this time of year, but we've been so hot recently. I think all of us will appreciate this break from the heat.
Yes, we definitely will. Well, thank you, Parker. Well, our next Education Impact Award recipient created a program that helps students with dyslexia and other neurological disorders. 10 News was there as Kit Prillaman learned she was the next Education Impact Award recipient. 10 News reporter Lindsay Kennett has the story.
This has been a really, really big thing in Mrs. Prillaman's life.
North Cross staff honored Kit Prillaman with balloons and a cake as the next Education Impact Award winner.
We work really hard, and I was really surprised, but just to be recognized, I mean, it's really nice.
Prillaman has been at North Cross for 12 years and started when her son was in the 2nd grade. She earned her master's in education at Virginia Tech. Prillaman was a stay-at-home mom for a few years, but when her son was diagnosed with dyslexia, she figured she could help.
That brought me here. I went and did specialized training to be able to teach these students, and I've been here ever since.
Prillaman is now the director of the North Cross Crosswalk program, helping students with language-based learning disabilities in reading, writing, and math.
Kit is so deserving of this award. She dreamed up Crosswalk over a decade ago.
Leaders say the Crosswalk program serves about 10% of its student body, primarily those who have dyslexia and dysgraphia.
She has put her heart and soul into this program, and it's all about the students. They're front and center for her. She's a fierce advocate for them, and building this program has allowed her and others to do that work.
Miss Perelman's story is truly inspirational. It went from helping her son learn to read with his learning challenge to a whole wing of a school.
Work that will help students of all abilities succeed.
To continue to promote their ability to be successful
and thrive in life. Lindsay Kennett, 10 News, working for you.
A local school division is awarded more than $37,000 to expand its drone program. Montgomery County Public Schools received the grant in May from the Virginia Department of Education. It was one of 16 school divisions given money to upgrade equipment for its career and technical education programs. This is the 7th year Montgomery County received the funding. They'll use it to buy more drones for its middle schools to create a pathways program for when students go to high school.
Have a basic understanding of how drones and unmanned aerial systems work, so that when they get to the high school, they're really able to integrate those concepts into things like architecture and drafting courses, or into agriculture courses or photography courses that really allows them to expand project-based learning opportunities.
Class starts today in Montgomery County. 70 students were enrolled in the drones classes last year. About 40 are enrolled at the high schools this year. Well, coming up, we're working to clear the shelters. We'll introduce you to a cat who's been looking for a home for almost 2 years. 10 News is working for you to clear the shelters during our month-long campaign. We're featuring adoptable pets from our local shelters all across the region with the hopes of finding their forever homes.
And today we've got a cat that's been looking for a home for nearly 2 years. This is Dusk, a shy 2-year-old male cat at the Lynchburg Humane Society. He's kept to himself since his sister got adopted some time ago.
However, he has recently started to get brave and meet guests who come to see him at his cat condo. He is particularly fond of a staff member there who comes to greet him every day. And he isn't ready for a home with other pets quite yet, but staff do say that his curiosity is a good sign. He will thrive once he is in his forever home.
Yeah, and he's adorable. Look at him. If you're interested in adopting Dusk or seeing other adoptable animals, visit WSLS.com/cleartheshelters.
So I don't have a pet. Should I go maybe adopt him?
You could go over to Lynchburg, check him out.
Yeah, okay.
He's a cutie pie.
Maybe I'll need to. Maybe I'll need to go, and maybe you guys can go as well.
Yeah, I'll pass. I already have a dog that is a handful. Alrighty, let's check out on the forecast one more time here. We are currently tracking a couple of isolated showers for our eastern counties. Parts of Amherst, parts of Campbell County dealing with some light to moderate rain at this time, and then some very light drizzle across parts of Pittsylvania and Halifax counties at this time. Temperatures out there still very, very cool. It's almost 12:30 and we're still dealing with temperatures in the upper 60s to about mid 70s. Stephen over here is giving a fist bump. He's happy about that. Hourly forecast going to get back into the 80s this afternoon, and then your 7-day forecast shows that afternoon high temperature is going to be anywhere from 83 to 86 degrees for the next 7 days. So enjoy the mild temperatures while you can, because it looks like summer is going to be returning at some point next week.
Thank you, Parker. Tonight on 10 News at 5, a hot button topic for parents, teachers, and for students: Roanoke County School Board's decision on cell phones in schools. Well, have a good afternoon, and be sure to join us at 5 for our 90 minutes of local news.